Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Yep, it's the world's most dangerous morning show, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne the God, Lauren LaRosa. Envy's on his book tour, so he had to step out. Jess Hilarious is home. But we got a legend in the building. It's okay to call you that, right?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, Wiz Khalifa is here. What's happening, my brother?
Just chilling. How are
I ain't
you?
seen you in a minute, not in person.
I know, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been working. COVID happened. I've been taking care of my kids. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you. How are you?
You still doing the MMA and all of that good
Absolutely, every day.
stuff? Word.
Yeah.
You wake up and do it early in the morning, or you wait?
I have like a routine. So I go to the gym 5 days a week. I do martial arts as well. So I'm like lifting, martial arts, and I do hot yoga 3 times a week. So I'll get up at like 6 with my kids, take care of my dogs and my kids. Then I eat breakfast. Then I go to the gym probably around like 9-ish. And then, from 9 till about 1 or 2 in the afternoon, that's my program time. And then after that, I got the rest of my day.
Program time mean what, to smoke?
No. Program is like workout.
Gotcha.
Yeah, whatever the program is for the day, that's what I do.
So you work out high?
Stoned, yeah.
I was about to say he probably smoked in between all of that or during.
Yeah. No, I smoke on the way to the gym and then on my way to the next event. Yeah, for sure. I stay stoned.
Okay.
How long have you been smoking now? Like how many years?
I've been high for longer than I've been not high.
Okay.
Yeah, consecutively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You be doing the shrooms now too, though, right?
Nah, I quit doing shrooms. I did it for a minute, so I don't really need. I don't feel like I need to keep doing them over and over.
I'm glad you said need, right? Because I was going to ask, what is your intention when you smoke weed nowadays?
I just love being stoned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the way it makes me feel. I like the decisions that I make when I'm stoned.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way movies look when I'm stoned. I like playing with my kids when I'm stoned. I just love being high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Off marijuana though.
Yeah.
Just marijuana, not anything crazy.
The Kush and Orange Juice too.
Yeah.
Great project. I love the first half. Second half is dope too, but I really love the first half.
Thank
of
you.
It. But it got like a 1990 now G-funk sound.
For sure.
Was that intentional?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. I think that was like the original sound of Kush and Orange Juice. For a lot of people, it was like nostalgic for the 90s or G-Funk or, just riding around in the car, going to house parties, getting fresh. It just got that whole, player vibe to it and a little bit of funk to it as well, just like the way the beats slap and the way that the bass is there. So a lot of the productions, Cardo and Sledrin and E-Dan and just the original people who, put that sound together. So it was really easy to just bring it back. Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
No, it slaps.
Thank you.
You had announced in 2024 that this project was done, and now it's here.
Yeah.
The release of it. So is it traditional release to streaming, or like how you gonna do it? Because Kush and Orange Juice 1, it was like you did your own thing. You dropped. You kind of changed the way people were listening to music and mixtapes at the time.
Right. Nah, this one's going to streaming.
Okay.
We releasing it through BMG, and they've been really, really cool at letting me kind of just curate the vibe and what the feeling of it is, and they understand what the project is, and we've had meetings, weekly, just how we're going to attack it and, make it last and make it something real. So I've just been really excited about updating, the format. I think that's what's most important, especially for, like, being an OG in the game, is, releasing things with the times, how they are now, but also still being innovative as well. And that's why you see, like, in between, I've been dropping freestyles and doing a lot of stuff, like, just entertaining my fans, because I still have that freedom. I'm able to do that as we get ready for the album too. So just to put it all together and make it current, I think that was the idea for all of us.
Yesterday was the 15th anniversary of Kush and Orange Juice Part 1.
Yeah, I did hear that.
April 14th. What you mean you did hear that? It's your album.
That's
your baby.
I dropped so many albums and stuff like that. Like every month is an anniversary of another project, but 15 years, yeah, that's tight. And I think we're really lucky to be able, I'm grateful to be able to drop, the sequel as close as I did with the original one. I feel like that's like a sign. It just, feels real
so it wasn't
energetic.
planned?
No, it just worked out like that.
But it's just divine alignment.
Yep, it all worked out like that.
Do you remember your mind state, April 14th, 2010?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it?
I was just getting off tour. I was in Miami. I was working on Rolling Papers, the album, but I already had Kush and Orange Juice done. And I had been hyping it up for a lot of months before, so my fans knew it was about to come out. And I remember just going to the hotel room. I was in a nice-ass hotel on the beach. And I was like, yo, I'm about to drop it. And I just released it from my computer that day. I still am super confident, but I was really super duper confident about the music and just my connection with my fans. So that was the time to do it.
Did it piss the label off when you dropped that?
I really wasn't signed at that point. They were kind of thinking about signing me, working on signing me, but it didn't piss them off at all. They knew how important it was for me to still curate that organic thing, because at that time I was doing a lot more for myself than any label could do. And it's still like that. Like, I promote myself. I do my social media. I do my merch. I do my marketing. I do all that. I just give you a whole package, and then you could just, you look like a genius.
Well, Kush and Orange Juice changed everything, though. That was like that's like your Section 80. That's your So Far Gone.
Yep.
That like banded the Taylor gang. Like
Yeah,
all
for
of
sure.
the like we were talking about it before you came in. Like, I remember the feeling when Kush and Orange Juice came out, and like I was a senior in high school, and like they would throw parties where you would literally come to smoke and only listen to Kush and Orange Juice, and like it was such a movement.
I love that.
It was like really such a movement.
Yeah, that's what it was for. So it's good that happened. It was all intentional, and it was like you said, that's like my, or my Doggy Style or my Illmatic. Like, I knew I had to make something that was like that, and that was a good one to be attached to. And yeah, it was just, I always tell people it's bigger than the music. It's stuff like what you're saying. Like, that's what make it what it is. Like, even this album now, it's amazing music-wise, but you can't just sit there and listen to it. You got to experience that shit. You got to go to a beach. You got to go on vacation. You got to kick it with the homies. You got to hang out super duper late. You got to hook up with somebody who you've been, or you got to meet somebody who you never even understood that with you. That's what makes it what it is, and that's what I'm excited for people to experience, as well as the music being good.
People don't realize that, though. When you put out music just provides the soundtrack to whatever you're experiencing in life.
Yeah.
That's why you can never argue with certain people about certain albums, because that time of life they were experiencing during that album.
Yeah.
You can't, like, when somebody says, oh, this is going to remind you of Wiz Khalifa, Kush and Orange Juice. Nah.
Right.
I'm on something totally different than I was in 2010.
Exactly. It's personal. Yeah, I think people do have those personal moments or those life decisions, and what you're listening to at the time definitely, dictates, what your memories of that are. So it gets deep.
Do you think that because I saw that you have like it's 22 or 23 songs on the project?
Yeah.
20. It's 22.
I think so.
4 bonus records. 4 or 5 bonus records.
4 bonus records.
So normally with people who put that many songs on in one place, it's like you think people are gonna listen start to finish. But like in me listening to it, I don't have any doubt that people will. Do you think that the conversation that you're having at the beginning and then the conversation you're having at the end, is it cohesive, or do you just throw songs on there? Like, how do you kind of flow in out of?
Well, with this project, the last maybe 4 songs we put out before the album came out. We use this method called the waterfall method, where you put songs out and then add them to the album later. And that was a conscious decision because I didn't know what people were going to want to hear. So those songs helped me dictate what I was going to do with the album. And I still like those songs, but they weren't exactly what you were going to get from the full album. So I used that as an opportunity to, do some promo and get the idea of the album out there. But by the time you get the actual real album, those 18 songs are brand new. Those are an experience that nobody has yet, and that everybody's going to get together. And that's where, to me, the more of the conversation is from the intro to the 18th song. And yeah, it's pretty simple. The whole album is just about keeping it players, motivational. It's get stoned, and there's songs for the ladies and there's songs to ride around to. So as long as I'm in that pocket, yeah, the conversation is good. In my opinion, I know what my fans want and what they expect, so I didn't go outside of that at all.
Why a sequel after all of these years, though? Because that could be hit or miss too. To put Kush and Orange Juice on something.
Yeah. I just, again, listening to the fans, man. Everybody was telling me like how much they missed that sound or that pocket of what I was doing at that time, or how much they enjoyed it. So it's nothing for me as an artist to like, dig in my bag and get with the producers that I trust and really not recreate that, but do what that sounds like now. But it's the same feeling though, like, you know what I mean? And I'm not scared to do that. And it's all about the fans. It's all for them, and it's what they want. You know, like a lot of nostalgic stuff is coming back. And my era, like you said, is 15 years ago. So it's way, it's way further removed than it is close. So why not just go ahead and just revisit something that was, you know, big to us and that people appreciate.
The problem with fans though is they fickle and they don't want you to grow. So so even though you've grown, like you're a father now, like your life might be totally different than it was 15 years ago. They're like, no, I want 2010 Wiz.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
The songs feel like
I don't
that,
think it's impossible.
Really?
Yeah, because I think they just want the best. Like, I can experiment and I can sing and I can do country songs or pop records, but they like, yo, we like when you rap. Or I could wear, you know, high fashion and, you know, runway stuff, but they're like, we like when you wear streetwear. And it's not hard for me to just get right back into that. It's like, okay, I'm trying what I like, and I'm still going to do that in my off time, or if I get an opportunity to do it, I'm going to throw a suit on and I'm going to do a pop record, but it's not going to be my song. It'll be somebody else's. And I can still chart and perform it all over the world, but for my fans, I'm going to give them what they want.
But you are a dad now, dad of 2.
Yeah.
And making this music and putting this project together, like, it does still sound like Wiz Khalifa. It's new and it's innovative, but it's still the same feeling.
Yeah.
How do you, because you are different. You are, your dad is so different now.
Yeah. I think I'm just like I just keep it 100. Like, that's what I always did. I always just talked about my life. I talked about my day. I talk about my week. So, like, I'll never run out of bars.
What's it like doing this whole run? I see you got your Coachella band on. You're doing this
yeah,
whole
I
run,
know,
Coachella.
right?
You're
Damn, you took
here.
a shower since Coachella?
Bro, these bands, they don't go nowhere, man. I need some scissors. Y'all got some scissors so I can cut this off?
You need to get some scissors. But
Coachella was Saturday.
It was
No, it was Sunday.
Friday through
Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You were
Yeah.
and you did a stage. You did a stage, right? Yeah, you did a performance.
Yeah,
You came out with
I came out with Juicy,
3-6.
with 3-6
Yes.
Mafia, and I came out with Ty on Sunday.
and
Ty Dolla $ign.
and now though, when you're running around, you got to make time to get back to family too. So how is that going to be? Because you're about to go on the tour. The
It's
music
cool,
dropping.
like, with me, because I feel like I do a great balance of each. So I've spent so much time at home and, you know, having my regular schedule. It's okay for me to step away and do this for now, because this is what I've been planning. This is what I've been working towards. So, you know, it's all part of the same process. Like, it all goes together.
It felt like Coachella was quiet this year.
No, it wasn't quiet this year. It was pretty rowdy. I think they're trying to just take it back to the essence of, like, what Coachella is about. So they're getting rid of, like, all the hype and all the parties and stuff, and it's really about going to the festival. And a lot of people ain't down to, like, you know, go in the desert and get dusty like that.
How was the energy out there to you? Because I saw people complaining that the crowd was dead. Not just for your sake, but just in general.
In my opinion, I think Coachella is all about, like, the production and stuff like that. It's not really about, like, seeing the crowd go crazy, because they've been out there all day, hot as hell, on drugs, sleeping in tents and stuff like that. So you can't really expect like too much. But I think it was really like what Coachella is all about. Yeah, I had a good time. It was cool. I don't think it was dead.
I saw you were you and Amy were dancing on the side of the stage. People,
Yeah.
Why was people so mad at you? That's your girlfriend. Why are they mad that you dancing with your girl?
I don't think people were mad. I think people just need clickbait. Like, that's what the world we live in these days. But I don't live my life based off of that. I'm still gonna, if I'm hearing some music, like, I'm a dance.
But you never have, like, kind of leaned into all of that stuff though. Like, you've always kind of, like, just, even if it was happening, you did your own thing. But
Leaned into what?
like, people, the clickbait stuff. So, like, even when you were dating Amber Rose, now with Amy, just people are really invested in your life because you're such a big star. And now your kids are growing up and they're on social media as well, too. People just want to know things and they throw things on stuff.
Yeah, I know. I'm in control of all of that, though. I give them enough to, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't live my life based off of it.
Yeah.
But I know that people are nosy. Like, you haven't even seen my daughter, and she's almost a year old.
Right.
So I can keep some stuff quiet, but this is the entertainment industry, so at the end of the day, people are going to have their perception of whatever, but as long as my intentions are good, I know I'm out here doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And nobody who really knows me and loves me is ever going to be embarrassed by my actions when I'm outside, so
You don't
they
be
can say
doing
whatever
nothing.
they want to.
Yeah, you don't be doing nothing. You
I
literally
really don't.
Well, how do you talk to, like, because Sebastian's getting older now, which is crazy because it's just crazy to see
Kids
him.
get older.
No,
Lauren.
but
That's
it's
how it
just
works.
it's literally like when you think about when he was first born to now and just being a fan and watching him grow, there's probably so much things that you guys decide when to talk to him about or not talk to him about, but you're celebrity, so it's different. how do you kind of like, what is your discretion on like, here's what I allow him to know or see or whatever? Because you can't guard kids from everything.
Yeah, we just keep it 100 with him too. He's a smart boy, and these kids grew up fast, but they're growing up way faster on the internet and everything.
Right.
So it's just about keeping it real and, just allowing him to make his own decisions as well. It's like I can tell you what to do, but you know what's right and wrong. And just instilling that in him and also his friend group too. That's a real big thing now is his friend group. But I feel like just him being a kid, he's a normal kid. He goes through the same things that normal kids go through. He gets in trouble at school. We have to get on Zoom calls with his teachers, like all of that.
Wiz on a Zoom call with a teacher.
Yeah,
how is it? Like, how do the teachers react? I mean, they're probably used to celebrity parents. But...
They be cool. They be chill. Like, I think it helps him a little bit more, too. They're like, oh, shit, we get to see Wiz. Here, you can pass this class.
How is it being a father of a daughter now? I got 4 daughters. All I got is daughters.
Mm-hmm.
So I know daughters bring out a different energy.
Yeah. Man, it's super duper sweet. She's real young still. She's only 8 months. She'll be 9 months. So her personality hasn't come out yet, but it is a little bit different having a little girl. And I'm older now too as a parent. Like I was 25 when I had Bash. I'm 37 now, so It's just like a whole different mind state, like having a new child and it's a girl.
It was crazy to watch y'all all get older, yo.
Yeah,
because I remember that whole
Not kids get older.
Yeah.
No, I'm
so
just
do
saying.
people.
No. Because you know what it is? And I don't know if it's because of the internet. I don't think we've had another movement like that. Like when I think about the U and the Kendricks and the...
Yeah, I feel
like
like the 2016, like Uzi and Cardi and them, they held it down.
They had a movement, but I will say, because I know what you're talking about with Uzi, especially because I'm from Delaware, he's from Philly, but it's still just different. Like I can't really describe it. Like the way that the whole Taylor gang and like how we were dressing, it was really different.
But the kids are doing that to Uzi them now.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm not a kid. I'm old.
We were the blog era.
Yeah.
And then I would say like the SoundCloud era, like Trippie Redd and all of them, like SoundCloud. And then now is more like the TikTok, like the viral, you know what I'm saying?
The dancers.
And then streamers as well, like, So yeah, we've had some good eras, man.
I guess we don't know when the temperature changes now. Because back in the day, you could see it on TV, you could hear it on radio. Now the internet kind of makes everything seem like it's all together. You don't really see when it's Wiz season or Drake season. Or...
Nah, see, I don't mean to keep disagreeing with you.
Okay, no, I like it. That's what it's for.
I think you just got to be tapped in, but that's how it was back then too. Like you had to be tapped in to know who the new up and coming blog era rappers were. And then the older dudes didn't really understand. They like, man, these dudes got on tight pants and book bags. Like that ain't rap music. So we look weird to them. It's just always the next generation looks weird to the other generation. So you really don't like see them on their way up. You really don't understand it.
Tight pants was crazy though back then.
Bro,
now
them
your
pants was tight.
Your waist is cinched right now.
No. Back then was insane.
Those pants were tight.
I
We were
remember
going to like H&M and like American Apparel getting like really tight pants.
You had the people going and doing it. I remember.
They were tight.
With the not the Vans,
the Chucks.
Chucks, yes,
Yeah,
the long feet.
I still got my Chucks on.
Like I'm shocked you had kids how tight they were, type of shit. No, for real.
Those pants were tight, bro.
How often do you revisit the first Kush and Orange Juice?
I say a lot before I answer a question. I gotta stop doing that.
Nah, you thinking. That's smart.
Yeah, you right. I can't give it away though. Now I listen to it a lot because we perform it a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of like festivals and places where they're like, can you come through and perform the whole catalog or give us 3 songs off of there or something like that. So I listen to it, and I listen to it for inspiration too. Sometimes I sampled a couple songs on this new one from the old one. I like threw it in there. You wouldn't even know, but just to like keep the DNA there. Yeah.
Can you tell me so I can go back?
Nah, you figure it out.
Now I gotta do it again.
Yeah, exactly, and again and again.
Cause it feel literally, I said that earlier. It feels like the original Kush and Orange Juice, even though it's new music. But and a lot of artists can't do that, not this far apart.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
It's not obvious stuff. It's nothing that you would be like, oh, this is that. But if somebody told you, you'd be like, duh.
But what is it that you do? Is it the beat or the melody? Like, what is it that you hit in it?
There's so many ways to manipulate music these days.
Got you.
Yeah. We just really, like I said, we updated it. Like, we use new formulas for the same thing that we already have. Like, and then my producers, Cardo, His sound never went out of style. Even with him producing with like Cardi and all of that, he still has his original drum kits and stuff like that. So he's just getting right back in his bag. Sledgerin. I work with Mike and Keys and Problem and DJ Quick and just like throwing a lot of ideas around to make something that, you know, like you said, reminds you of the original.
How much is LA an influence?
I would say the LA, like the lifestyle of LA is an influence. I love LA, but I'm not from LA. So I didn't grow up like wanting to be a West Coast dude. Like that's just how I am. You know what I mean? And being from Pittsburgh, we would probably resonate the most with some place like LA or the Bay, or even like Detroit and Chicago. Like we have a lot in common with them too. But I wouldn't necessarily say like I'm LA influenced, but I'm definitely embraced in LA like a mug just because of the similarities, like in the production, in the way that we talk, in the way that we dress. Like a lot of people associate me with being a West Coast artist. Yeah.
And then the Snoop affiliation as well.
Yeah, the Snoop affiliation too, but that wasn't even just like, I wasn't like, yo, I need to be best friends with Snoop Dogg. He heard my music and was like, man, this dude is tight. And he embraced me, you know what I mean? Like, so that was like, I'm grateful as heck for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
did that ever get on your nerves though? Because like you're not from, like, did you ever feel like I need it? Okay, because I think we all thought you were from LA for a very long time.
What, the Chuck Taylors?
The Chuck Taylor, just the whole look, the whole vibe. Like that's on the East Coast. Like I feel like the way you sound, your look, everything. I didn't know that people over this way at all could look or emulate that. Like I thought you had to go to LA to look.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I wasn't even emulating nothing. That's just how I am. Like that's just what I be on. Like there's pictures of me in high school on the same vibe. Like. And I listen to Dipset. Like, that's my favorite group. Yeah, like, Cameron, my favorite rapper. Wow. So, yeah, I just love, I mean, like, I think it's just my demeanor, my swagger, remind people more like West Coast, smoking weed for sure, being tatted, you know, a lot of those things. Like, the Chucks, like you saying, like, you associate that with people from the West Coast. And then my beat selection, too, is real funky. Like, it's more like top-down, ride-around type of music. And I think that came more into play from me hanging out with Currency. Like, just being in New Orleans, we would just be more on some smooth, vibey type stuff rather than, like, really turned up or trapped out type of music. And that just became the, you know, the style of beats that, you know, we both kind of went after.
I love how you keep Max B's name alive.
Yeah, yep.
He's on the new project.
Yeah, he's also one of my favorite artists as well. Yeah, yep.
How often do you speak to him?
You say how often do I?
Yeah.
Here and there. Yeah, especially now that the album's coming out and he's coming home too. Yeah, we talk here and there. It's nothing too crazy. Just be like, I see you, big bro.
How'd y'all get him on the project? Over the phone?
Yeah.
That shit sound good as hell to be a phone record.
Yep. Well, the voice notes, it's easy to do it on voice notes now and then just line it up. Like I told you, we manipulate music these days.
Yeah, so you take the vocal, then put the beat behind it. He's not rapping to the beat.
I guess. I don't want people to start getting their friends in jail on their records, getting them in trouble. Because you can get out.
Tory Lanez just did a whole album.
I don't know how much, I don't know, but don't do it. Stay out of trouble.
The other thing I was going to say too, man, do you see the moments in your life when like your career just went up? Like, for example, like when you put out We Them Boys, that's another level. When you put out, what was the other? Black and Yellow, that's another level.
Oh, my God.
And then See You Again, come on, that's every white person in America's favorite funeral anthem.
Favorite funeral anthem.
It is, though.
Yeah, no, I think I have, I look at my career like a basketball player or something like that. Like me being signed to Atlantic, I did really well, like being a major artist. So I look at it like that.
You just recently sold your home in Pittsburgh too.
Yeah, I did.
Saw that. The decision to do that, why? Just because it was time, or like because I know it's, you know, that was when you were on your come up and you know, like letting that go.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I just had my daughter and I wanted to move my mom out to LA. She was staying in that house. She was just tired of being there. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it wasn't like a bad house. It was a nice house.
No, it's a nice house. But I just can't believe she hasn't already like moved to LA at this point now because you know you got.
It's hard to get older people to move out of it.
It is.
I mean, yeah, just being from Pittsburgh, like, you know, she moved around a lot when we were younger because of the military. So when she got back to the burg, like she was just there, like she was set up there. And when I left, that was me leaving as an adult. But we hadn't lived in the same city in a long time. So when I had my daughter, she wanted to move out to L.A. And it just made sense. Just go ahead and, you know, move on to the next chapter.
And she with y'all now, living with y'all in LA and kind of
She
helping
doesn't
out
live
with the baby?
with me in LA. She has her own house.
Got you.
And you know, we're in a good distance from each other where we see each other all the time.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
people do that when they first have babies, like just to get the extra help, have mom there and just kind of step in.
It's
when
pretty
when-
much like that, but
Yeah.
she has her own spot.
Got
You know
you.
what I'm saying? And it's super duper convenient because, like I said, I haven't lived in the same city as my mom in like 15 years. So I'll be driving out of my house and she'll be coming through the gate. So it's super cool to just see my mom like randomly during the day.
And she get to be with her grandkids.
Yeah, she loves it, yo. She's like full-time OG.
How do you feel about your children being open to public scrutiny? Like motherfuckers on social media commenting and
Yeah, nah, it is what it is. Like, I feel like they're gonna go through that anyway at school. Like, they got Snapchat and they be doing all that stuff at school. So that's just the world that we live in now. And like back in the day, we used to rip on each other too. So we just didn't have the computer to do it. But it builds tough skin, and it is what it is. Like, I've always been able to still be confident in myself and function and not crash out, you know, due to what anybody says about me. So I feel like they'll be all right.
is it the weed? Like whenever you feel yourself about to crash out, or like do you roll
No,
up?
no. It's not the weed. It's the confidence, man. I breathe. I do yoga. I believe in myself. I got a higher calling. Yeah. And sometimes they might be right. I do look funny sometimes. My feet are ugly. Or not ugly, but messed up. But like, you can't get mad at like, you know, people pointing out your flaws because we're not perfect. So if you point out a flaw, you might be right.
So you practice yoga?
I do. Hot yoga too. It'd be 130 degrees in there.
I did that shit a couple. I did like a week and a half ago with my wife. I did it, but that shit's tough.
It is
Hot
tough.
yoga. I did hot yoga.
Yeah, it's like some old ladies in there. They go every day. I'm like, y'all are gangster. They might do it 3 times in one day. I'm like, that's really gangster.
That
yo.
and Pilates.
Yeah,
They don't play.
yeah.
But see, the thing I didn't like about it, they don't give you no tutorial. Like you gotta, it's like
You just jump
it's like
straight
double
in.
dutch. Word up.
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, hold up. What you mean? Do this, do that. Like, give me some.
It's more of a
Warm me
flow. Yeah, it's a flow. So you watch everybody around you. You can look at the instructor, or you can look at, you know, whoever makes you comfortable in the room. Like you said, you was with your partner. So she probably went a couple times, so you get, you know, fill it out. But it just helps you let go. And there's a lot of stuff that you probably won't be able to do for a long time, but you'll start to see progress. And that's what it's about too. It's just about learning yourself.
Why don't you talk about stuff like that more, Wiz?
I do.
He
I
posts
said
on
it in
social-
my song. I was like, she working out, we doing yoga and hiking. I say it in my music, in the new music.
Hiking.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I say it, but like, there's ways to do it in rap music because at my age, people will quickly call you Unc. And
You
the
say that on
thing-
the album too.
Yeah. No. I think Ty said it. He said, "Don't call me Unc, call me Big Dog."
That's the song with Gunna.
Nah, you Ty.
That,
How
but
old is Ty now?
they're not. Y'all are not giving Unc. He gives Unc. Y'all don't give Unc.
No, I'm not Unc. I could be Unc, but if I'm Unc, then I'm calling you nephew, and you don't want me to do
You
that.
3
Right.
years the Unc Wiz. Once you hit 40, you officially Unc.
Not
Well,
40 yet.
them is gonna be my nephews then.
That's cool.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
raised a lot of people.
That's
though.
what I'm saying though. But like they don't want to be nephews, so don't call me Unc. But there's nothing wrong with being Unc because Unc is a sign of respect. But the derogatory term of it is just like out of style, out of date.
Yeah.
We don't want to hear that. Slow. You know, not. It's just in a way that they're like, all right, you know what I mean? It's not like advice that they really want to like live up to. And that's what I'm putting it in a form and in a way where I'm packaging it where you still can see yourself doing this in the next couple years.
Right.
You could be 23 and listen to my music and be like, I'm just a little bit more advanced. I'm not Unc. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm on a different vibe. I'm on another level. And then a lot of the stuff that I say too is personal to me. So it's not even really for you to actually go out and do. I'm just explaining, you know, the things that are important to me. And I hope that inspires you. So, you know,
Unc gives respect though. When they don't
Yeah.
respect it, they just be like, "Oh, nigga."
old head.
Yeah, old head. Old head still.
Old head still.
Yeah, old head slang.
It depends on how you say old head. Like if you're like, yo, old head, that's disrespectful.
That's
if you're like, yo,
disrespectful.
old head, it's whatever. But
But
you don't.
that's yo old head is like that sounded real fragile. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like
Either you
was, like,
fragile or
walking
you like kind of like a
across the
crackhead.
street.
It's like, yo,
Yeah.
old head, get out the way before I hit you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You laid out in the street or something like that.
Does that scare you to get older?
Nah. I love getting older. I think certain people get better when they get older. Like they start to, different stages of their life reveals things that their 20s and 30s never have. So I think that, I'm pretty much on my way to that, and I'm enjoying myself like at the age that I'm at. I love being this age. I love telling people my age and then being like, damn, because it catches a lot of people off guard, but it is what it is, though.
But that's what I like about you opening up about the yoga and the hiking and whatever other mindfulness things you may be into. Because you talk about how the first Kush and Orange Juice influenced the generation of stoners. I'm like, well, damn, what's this part two going to influence?
See, that's the thing about the first Kush and Orange Juice. It did inspire a lot of stoners, but it created a lot of bosses too. Mm-hmm. A lot of people bossed up and did things on their own and put their teams on, and they're successful now based off of listening to Kush and Orange Juice or that era. A lot of people was like, yo, I'm going to grab a camera, or I'm going to start promoting shows, or I'm going to start a clothing line, or I'm going to start a blog or whatever, and they're still, like, they're successful. So, like, that's what Kush and Orange Juice 2 is going to do as well. It's positive thinking. It ain't so it's gonna spark, a lot of bosses, a lot of young players, and a lot of women who boss up as well and expect, the same from, you know what I mean? So it's just gonna create a really cool energy for people to create in. That's what I want.
You said getting older, you getting better at things. What have you gotten better at?
Physically, I've gotten better. Decision making, I've gotten better. Patience-wise, I've gotten better. Creatively, I've gotten better. And just as an all-around, like, human being, like, that's my main focus. Like, when I was younger, I was focused on being the best artist or the best performer or the flyest nigga. Like, now I just care about being a dope human being, like, and being happy for that day. Like, that's all I care about. As long as I'm happy at this moment and this day, I'm good. And I try to live every day like, well, not try to live every day. I do live every day like that.
Since you, there are people that are younger than you, just in music, that I'm sure call you about different things because creatively, your music does inspire people, like you mentioned. But, like, just as a dad and in a relationship, a lot of your stuff is public. Like, I saw a conversation, an interview where I think it was Amber. She was talking about you guys had to sit down, Sebastian, have a conversation. He found her OnlyFans or something like that. How do you guide, first of all, yourself and have that conversation with your son? But when your friends, your peers are calling you like, yo, my girl's doing this online or like whatever, what's your conversation with people? Because you handle things so well and so gracefully.
Yeah, I think I don't expect everybody to handle things the way that I do. So my advice sometimes is like, man, shit be fucked up, dog. Like, that's just how it is.
That's rude.
But you have to accept it, and you have to understand that that's a part of it as well. And it be like that sometimes. But we make these decisions based off of what we think we can handle and what we can't handle. So, or you're given a lot of responsibility based off of what you can handle, and you don't even know you're ready for it like that. So, if you really want this, you're gonna deal with the good and the bad. Like, I'm built for it. I know how to smile. I know how to, put on a face in front of people who I know might have talked shit on me or tried to cut my throat or one up on, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Well, I don't get no further by exposing all of that. I get further just by being me. But a lot of people ain't built for it like that. So, you really got to be like that.
As a parent, though, are you ever really ready to have those, like, really public conversations with, like, that's such a public thing to have to talk about and your child to see. And then in private, you have to deal with it. But then also in public, you have to deal with it because then y'all talk about the fact that it happened.
I think, like, me, I just keep it pushing. Like, as long as I'm good, like, in the household, you're going to have to deal with that or things like that regardless. If it's not even directly involved with you, you're still going to have some type of conversation like that with your kid. And it's not easy for anybody. So as soon as they start finding that stuff or looking at that stuff or hearing things about, it might be their parent, it might be their sibling, it might be, you know what I mean? It could be whatever. There's no age limit to that either. It happens through their teens. It's going to happen in their 20s. Oh, I heard your son is out here da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
I don't even know what that's like yet, but we go through the stages. Every parent's going to go through the stage. But as far as publicly, I don't live my life for the public, so I don't even consider that when I'm making my moves. I don't care. Like, I don't hear it. I don't digest it. It's not, it ain't real to me. And if it pops up, then it's something that I could, you know what I mean? I'll deal with it in the moment, but it's like, I ain't tripping on none of that.
Are you going to keep secrets from your kids?
What kind of secrets?
Well, just in general. Like, I always tell people that, you should always have conversations with your parents because you'll find out that they had a life before they were your parents.
Yeah. I think how old are your kids?
16, 9, 6, and 3.
Yeah, having a 12-year-old, it's like I'm finding out that they know way more than you actually think that they know. So it's hard to keep secrets when they're telling you shit that they know that you thought that they didn't know. So it's like, damn, there ain't no secrets. Like, for real, I didn't even know I was going to have to explain that to you. But it's just part of it. Like, because I think the benefit of that is them not having to hear it from somebody else. Like, I was raised by my cousins and, you know what I mean, a bunch of 18-year-olds and 20-year-olds when I was his age. So I was learning things a little bit differently. Like, the filter was totally different. So I would rather be able to give my kids that knowledge than, like, the streets. Yeah, hell yeah. Because it's going to happen.
What is a Drake move, Wiz Khalifa?
What's the order?
What's a Drake move?
What is a Drake move?
A very smart business decision.
I know that's right.
That's what a Drake move is. Woo.
You know what I want to ask you too, man. You've been a mentor to a lot of great people, and I recently saw this thing called the Mount Rushmore of white rappers. And the good brother Mac Miller was on there. I don't know if you saw it, but how did that make you feel knowing that you was a mentor to him? Because he's the greatest rappers of all time. It was Eminem, it was Mac Miller.
They shouldn't be separating white rappers and black rappers. They're all rappers. And Mac Miller is an amazing artist, bro. Like, I watched him, come from just being a kid in the studio to, like, really changing how people digest and listen to music, like, on his own. And, of course, he started, like, kind of after I was doing what I was doing. So it was, people associated me and him together, like I was doing that for him or something like that. But he was just inspired by what he was around. And as soon as he, like, branched off and started doing his thing, he gained his own identity, his own fan base, his own expectations of what his music is, and his own, love and legacy for what his music is. So I love that kid.
I don't even know if this is a question you can answer, but what are you and Mac Miller? What do y'all mean to Pittsburgh? You and Mac in particular. Because I can't think of anybody else who was as big as either one of y'all from Pittsburgh.
There's a lot of people, like, big on a street level, like Jimmy Wapo. Like, there's a lot of people. But I think to Pittsburgh, I don't even know. I mean, we're just Mac and Wiz. That's it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You
got to be inspiring the whole city in some way.
Yeah.
I think you're the first. Who else would I've known from Pittsburgh? I think you.
As far as music and as far as on that level, like traveling the world, doing collabs with major artists. No, yeah, me and Mac for sure. Yeah.
It's been 7 years since Mac passed. Do you have those moments where you like, yo, Mac not here?
It kind of still bothers me just because, like, he's not here. Like, you know what I mean? And that's the part that sucks. Because it happened, like, close to my birthday. So every time it's around my birthday, they celebrating his life, too. So I'm always reminded. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, that one just, like, it's like sometimes when people pass, it's just like, yo, that's fucked up, bro. Like, yeah, it never really sits well. Like, you know what I mean? So that's one of them.
Did it shift anything in your life?
Nah, not really, because I knew him personally.
Gotcha.
So we would have conversations, and, he was like, I think out of respect, everybody don't speak on, like, what he was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So we just, like, talk about his legacy, but it was a lot to see him go through that. Yeah.
Just legacy conversations wise, what were what conversations still stick out to you that y'all had, you and Mac Miller?
Really just how talented he was, like, just playing all the instruments and, like, in the studio creating, like he created totally different than I did. And just watching him like put stuff together or like bring his ideas to life, that was really fun for me. And like seeing him on stage too, he's a really good performer as well. Yeah.
Just to See You Smile.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a difficult record
No.
to make? Okay.
Mm-mm. No, I like to make real songs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep. It was like I said, it was in the moment. And I talk about my mom on there. I talk about like the original, like what was going on when I first started making music and I brought it till now. And then I talk about my sibling who passed away on there as well. So no, it's not difficult for me.
Is it therapeutic in a way?
Yeah. I would say that. I think it's just like for me, I have to talk about everything. Like I can't just give you like one side of like what's going on. And a lot of people, they may or may not want to hear that, but for the people who do, I make sure that stuff is there, and I make sure that it's current and that it's real for them to go through too. Yeah.
The thing I like about you, Will, is like I've never seen you do no goofy shit.
Mm-mm.
In 15 years.
No.
Like, and that's hard.
Yeah.
Being an artist of your caliber. How do you keep from doing goofy shit?
And of your age too. You were young.
I think being from Pittsburgh, I done all my goofy shit before the camera was on. So like I didn't need to, get to my 20s and, learn those same lessons. I was on some boss shit, and everybody around me, you got to be on a boss level or like we can't communicate.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the main thing is like, not only elevating my mind, but elevating the minds of the people around me. And just taking it to the next level and continuing to take it to the next level. Because I could have got to a point where I was satisfied, but I was like, nah, I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep going. And even at this point now, I see things that people don't even see for myself. So these are the things that I'm going after while I'm doing what I'm doing.
Even the team, I see Will still around.
Yep.
You got Chevy Woods on the album.
Yep.
Juicy's on the album.
Yep.
Like, it's like Ty.
Yep.
It's like, does that all keep you grounded in a way?
I mean,
The
that's
producers.
that's really who's in my phone. Like all the homies. Like I don't hang out with new people. I don't hang out with a lot of artists. I don't hang out with like people who do things in their city that is like that. I don't be in niggas hoods like that. I be with my team, my dogs. I create content. I be in the studio. I be with my kids. I be in the gym. So like. Them is the people who do that stuff with me, and that's why the album is what it is. Like with the group of people who it is, and even with Gunna on the album, like Gunna is
he's on 5-star.
Yeah, he's partners with some of my real homies. So like we just never got in the studio and recorded, but we felt like this would be a good time to do something like that. But it wasn't. It's never, You know how the industry is. It's not like that with me.
And people can't. First of all, Gunna's super talented.
Yeah.
Number one, and you're not a street artist.
Never have been.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they can't give you no flack for that.
Yeah, I don't associate with all of that stuff. That doesn't dictate anything when I'm making my decisions. So we not on that.
Have people tried though? Because I didn't see that.
What?
Tried to give you flack for working with Gunna on the project.
If they did, I didn't see it either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a baby bottle on you? That tattoo?
A baby bottle? No, it's a spray can.
Oh God,
Oh,
you might need to go
yeah,
get that.
got you.
Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't look like a baby bottle.
Yeah,
Definitely the
nah.
unk.
I see
It's
you
your
covered up
eyes.
the koi fish.
No, it's still on there.
It's
Might
still
be
there?
the other side. It's still there.
You remember when you was here
Yeah,
back
I
in
know.
the day?
Yeah. You trying to go viral again?
No,
Wait, I wasn't here. What happened?
it don't matter. It's
He
old
made a
stuff.
joke. He made an old joke. Get some new shit.
Period.
Hey, Wiz, man, keep doing what you do, man.
Thank you.
are a blueprint,
Thank you.
whether people realize it or not.
Appreciate
you know what
it.
I'm saying? From the music aspect, even to the entrepreneur aspect. You got strains of weed, you got mushrooms, you
Yeah.
got
Liquid Death.
liquid death. The
That,
water?
you're
Yeah.
involved in that?
Get the fuck out of
That
here.
is so on brand for you.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
didn't know liquid death was yours.
Yes, sir.
Explain that. How did you get involved?
Early before they even took off, like it was like, hey, boom, boom, bam, and the whole business thing and the whole you be a part of this,
Wow.
we do that, and Liquid Death.
I knew about the
Wow.
gin.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Sovereign Brands.
This was I've been a part of this company almost 10 years now.
Liquid Death?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
You see that shit everywhere.
Yes, that is so everywhere. The first time I saw it, I was like, what? Why are you drinking that? And then they explained that it was water. Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But even the can and the way that it's branded, it just fits your whole aesthetic.
Yeah.
That's what else do you do business-wise on the back end that, like, I mean, if you want to talk about it, but I feel like there's a whole portfolio back there that the people might not know.
Like you said, McQueen, but we part of that whole company, though, the whole Duce and Bel Air and all of that.
The Violet Frog, that's the same thing, right?
The Fog.
Well, when you said part of the
not a frog.
when you said part of the company, there's ownership there, or you? Because I know you have the alcohol brands. With them.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah,
Okay.
there's ownership there. It's like like with business and being a part of companies and having some of these companies aren't even public yet. So you buy into companies, you have ownership, you have percentage. There's a lot of different ways to become a part owner or just be a part of a business without starting it.
That's right.
And that's where the best decisions come in, and it's all about timing too. Oh, PFL as well. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Professional Fighters League, but I'm involved with them too. We just bought Bellator's and UFC, and then there's PFL. That's
I heard PFL. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I'm down with them too. And
You got to fight in one of those.
Nah, I don't think I'm gonna fight. I don't think.
No amateur match. You built for that.
I'm definitely built for it, but I don't want to do it. Like, that's not what I train for. I just train to feel good. I don't train to risk my life. Those dudes risk their lives in there. Like, somebody could die.
That's true.
And like, what's the point of me getting in there and like risking half of my face not working to entertain everybody? Like, what I do is on stage, and I'm good with that. Like, you feel
What about
me?
celebrity squabbles though? Like, just to keep people out of trouble. Like, I saw two. Damn, who was it? I just seen two rappers square up.
Yeah, I think like rappers should meet in the gym and they should fight for sure. Like with gloves, mouthpiece, with a clock. Like, you should set it up. Like, if you really got a problem with somebody, and that's the thing about like training martial arts or just any type of combat sport is like, you don't want to do it randomly. You feel me? Like, if we really gonna do this, if you feel like that tomorrow or next week or next month, then like, by all means, please come down here. Let's meet up and let's get it cracking. I think that more people would benefit off of that for sure.
Well, last time you been in a fight?
I don't fight, bro.
Yeah, I'm just talking about even in the sparring. Like,
oh, I spar all the time.
Yeah.
I don't fight in the streets though. That's out.
Wiz Khalifa, man. Kush and Orange Juice
like I made it
too.
through. Say yes, like I made it through.
Oh, come on now.
Nah, it's easy for Wiz.
Y'all cool. I came to see y'all.
Kush and Orange Juice. And y'all about to go on tour. The Taylor Gang World Tour starts
Taylor Gang
May
the World.
20th.
Yep, Taylor Gang the World. Kush and Orange Juice too. Follow me on all socials. TikTok, Wiz Khalifa. Instagram, Wiz Khalifa. X, Wiz Khalifa. Yeah.
It's Wiz Khalifa, The Breakfast Club.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.